Okay, guys, today we're gonna discuss about trigonometry 1 overall. We already discussed the Sohkah-Toa thing, the trigonometric rule, ratio, and the word problems, and finding angles given the trigonometric ratio. So now we're gonna discuss further about the worksheet preparation for secondary 2 students. I'll share the screen. Everyone can see now. And let me explain a bit about this topic. Okay, we start our lesson. So this is for your worksheet preparation. If you have any question, you may ask at any time. Okay. So how do you find the values of unknown given this angle? First thing, you need to mention the opposite adjacent hypotenuse, unless you cannot do that at all. So we have the 35. X is what side? Opposite angle, which given hypotenuse, right? So what rule did you use? Sine. That's it. Sine 35 equals the opposite x over the hypotenuse, which is 20, right? So we can put over 1 to make everything clear. Then you can go the cross multiplication rule. So 1 times x is x. It can be vice versa. It can be flip over. You can do 20 times sine 35 first, but I rather do the unknown to the left. Then you have the answer directly. Yep, 11.47. Make sure that the mode is D, right? 11.147. 1.147. 1.147, or in IGCSE standard, you can put 1.15 because 3 signific meter. 20. Oh, thank you. 11.47 then. Okay, thanks. Okay, we had the mistake in first question, but still doable, right? Still easy. We use sine rule. For question B, for part B, you have to find both. You can use the formula as well. Which variable that you want to find first, x or y? X, both of them are same. So they are no priority on this part. Therefore, yeah, you can find any. So this is the adjacent, and this is the opposite. Tan, right? Tawa. Tan 40 over 1 equals the opposite, which is 5.7 over x. You do the cross multiplication. I put x to the left side. X times tan 40 equals 5.7. See the cross multiplication? I think I need to show that. There you go. And then, before we do the working, you can just put the tan 40 to the right side over. Can we? Yeah, no problem, right? All simple. 5.7 over tan 40. 5.7 over tan 40. Over and divide are actually the same. 6.792. 6.79 is enough. Centimeter. Oh, meter. Then to find y, we can choose either one. We already have the adjacent and opposite. You can use the Pythagoras rule, but I prefer you, or I advise you to use the other, the trigonometric rule. Either cos or sine, both of them are correct. This is the hypotenuse. We are finding hypotenuse. We have both adjacent and opposite. So you can use sine or cos at the same time, depend on your preference. What you want to use? Sine. Okay, go. So make the equation again. Sine 40 equals the opposite, which is 5.7 over the hypotenuse, which is y. So over 1 y times sine 40 equals 5.7. So you get the y 5.7 over sine 40. Okay. Let's go next. 8.87. 8.87, that's the answer, yeah. Okay, thanks. So answer 8.87 meter. Don't forget to write the unit. Okay. Again, for those who just come from remedials, this is the worksheet preparation. So take notes and try to cope up with the explanation. 5.7 over sine 40. Let's check. Just to make sure, yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. 8.87. Now, for question C, we are finding the angle. If you are finding the angle, you need the help of shift trigonometry or the inverse trigonometry. Yeah. So what is 17.8 about Z? A J, huh? Are you sure? Sorry? Oh, here, zoom in. Oh, I see. Okay. Now, to find the value of Z, we have 17.8 as the opposite and 20 as the hypotenuse. Not adjacent, be careful. Adjacent is always near to the 90 degree. So the longest side is called hypotenuse. So we use sine, right? Sine Z equals, yep, 17 over 8, 0.8 over 20. So, right, opposite over hypotenuse. Then if you want to find the Z, we use sine inverse, sine -1 of 17.8 over 20. Okay, use your calculator to solve. Shift, wait, shift sine 17.8 over 20. 62.9. What's the unit? Meter? Centimeter? Degree. Careful. Yeah. Because we are finding the angle. The angle you learn is in degree. Okay, continue for the next question. Okay, this whole question is in one page. You can pause the video. I'll let you do the working now. You may pause the video and we will discuss it later. Okay, guys, so we discussed to find BD, we don't have any other way except to use Pythagoras rule. So we are separating the triangle to first and second triangle because it is a right angle triangle. Therefore, for the first triangle, to find BD, you use the Pythagoras rule, right? So you are using Pythagoras rule, BD square equals AB square, which is the hypotenuse, is the longest side. You are doing the subtraction. Subtract 17.3 square. You may use the calculator. Square, subtract 17.3 square. We get this for 108.75. Then you do the square root of the answer. Okay, we get the answer nicely. And I think it will be irrational. Let's see how it will. Yeah, 10.43 or 10.4. Enough. 3 sig or 2 decimal place meter. So this is 10.4 meter. Write down on the diagram when you get anything. Okay. So for part 2, we have done for part A. For part B, in order to find DC, we look at the second triangle, guys. So DC is located as at the second triangle. We have 70 for the clue. This is the opposite. We are finding the adjacent, right? Tan. Wow. So tan 70 equals the opposite, which is 10.4 over CD or DC. And then tan 70 you put over 1 to make it simple, cross multiply. So CD times tan 70 equals 10.4. Then you can get CD 10.4 over tan 70. Okay. 10.4 over tan 70. Yeah, CD this is same. 3.79. 3.79. So some might get the different answer, but not so high, not so different. 3.79 meter. Then to get the area, look at this, guys. You don't have to add area 1 by area 2. We can do that, but I prefer you to look at this base and this height. That's all. One time multiplication and we're finished. Half times b times height. Half times b. Oh, okay, we have to add 7.3, 17.3, and 3.79. Okay, thanks. 21.09 by the height 10.4. 100. 109.7. Okay, let's check, yeah. Yeah, 109.7. Yeah, 109.7. Any question? What is the unit? Sorry. Square. That's right. That's for question 2. We go further. Question 3. Oh, it's cut. There's no problem. Okay. We have to draw the diagram. Focus here, guys. A looking distance of a person to the top of the building is 33.6 meters. A looking distance. So we are imagining a person here and look at a building here. There you go. This is a diagram, right? They are on the ground. He's on the ground. Is 33.6 meters. So here is 33.6 meters. Get it? A looking distance, the distance from his head or his eyes or her eyes to the top of the building. Yeah, top. Or we can write down T is 33.6 meter. And the angle of elevation x 66 degree. So the 66 is here. And a person has a height of 1.7 meter. Make sense for you? How is it, guys? All good? The drawing is clear enough? Is it? Okay. Now, to get the height of the building, which is this, so you need to perform a calculation of this triangle first, right? So I redraw it one more time. I draw it again here. We have 66 degree, 66, and 33.6 meter. We are finding this. What is this? Opposite. And we have hypotenuse. What trigonometric ratio that we use? So, right? We have hypotenuse. We are finding the opposite. So sine 66 over 1 equals the opposite, which is a part of a building itself, which is opposite, over 33.6. Then cross multiply. The opposite is 33.6 times sine 66. 30.7. Okay. You can use your calculator to solve this. But the question is this the answer of the height of the building? No, why? You have to add by 1.7. So the opposite is only here, right? 30.7. So the height of the building can be found by adding up the 30.7 meter by 1.7 meter. Thank you. 32.4 meter. This is the height of the building. Do you understand? Okay. Now, we have the distance between eyes and head, right? But if you look up, For example, yeah, I will open the video. So if you look up here, if you look up, the height of the eyes and the height of the head will be almost equal. So we ignore a slightly different distance from our head to our eyes. Okay, so we are not considering this. So we are assuming that it is same. Make sense? Okay, the height of the person is almost the same with the height of the person when they look up. So ignore about the difference of the height from the forehead of your forehead. Okay. So we continue to number 4. See, it's the same. Same with what we did on your homework, but let's go for the explanation. I think I need to off my mask. Okay, guys, atop of a vertical lamppost, this is the lamppost. You can see the fancy lamppost here, tightened by 2 ropes, A and B. So it is held by 2 ropes, A and B. Might be it is in installation. They are installing the lamppost. And we have 50 and 4.3 meter away here. The angle of elevation of point B to the top of the building is 34. Find the height of the lamppost. So find this. Or find, you can use H, you can use Y, anything. Try to figure it out. I will wait for a while. I will turn, you may pause the video. Okay. Okay. A top of a vertical lamppost is tightened by 2 ropes A and B, given the angle as shown in the diagram. And we are finding the height of the lamppost, which is Y. So first thing first, you put OA as something that we are finding later, X. And we look at the first triangle, which is the 50 triangle, 50-degree right angle triangle here, triangle 1. So we have the opposite and we have the adjacent, tan. So write down tan 50 equals Y over X. And on the second greater triangle, the bigger triangle, OPB, so we do triangle OPA and now triangle OPB. We also use the tangent of 34, write down, equals opposite over adjacent. The opposite is Y and the adjacent is X plus 4.3, right? So we are dealing with the quite complicated number. What we are finding, guys, find Y, then you substitute X. Find Y, substitute the other. So you can put here, you can do the cross multiplication. X times tan 50 equals Y, right? So X equals Y over tan 50. That's the first thing first. Y over tan 50. So we are finding 1 over tan 50. Why I have to put 1? Because tan 50 is on the denominator. So we have this 0.84. 0.84y. So X equals 0.84y. Remember, 1 over. Why 1 over? Because it is located in or underneath the fraction or on the denominator. Then after you do, you go for the second equation. Okay, focus, guys. Focus, focus. Pay attention. Tan 34 on the second equation equals y over x, which can be substituted 0.84y from here, yeah, guys. From here, you just substitute the x by 0.84y, which is from here, and then plus 4.3. And we can get the tan 34, write down tan 34, 0.675 or 0.67 itself, bracket 0.84y plus 4.3, right? Because over 1 equals y. Then you multiply the 0.67 times 0.84. We get 0.56y, make it rounding, plus 0.67, you multiply by 4.3. Wait, divided by 4.3. Not divide, times. 2.89 equals y. So you put the y to the right side, 1 minus 0.56, 0.44y. Then we get the height of the lamppost, which is 2.89 divided by 0.44. Oh, it's a huge lamppost, 6 meter long, 6.6 meter. Yeah, normal. 6 meter is normal.
Mine's 6.2.
Sorry? Oh, I do 1 over because it is on the denominator. Yeah. 1 divided by tan 50. 1 over tan 50. Be careful, yeah. That's the way. 0.84. 6.2. I think the way is same. Okay, no problem. So it only about the rounding. 5.2 is too far. Something wrong with the working. Yeah. Okay, one more question. So, guys, the most applicable trigonometry is number 4. How? Because actually, if you want to find a certain distance without going through the river, for example, here guys, listen. Let's say an explorer tries to measure the width of the river without crossing it first. Without crossing the river, he or she can measure the width of the river by using only his steps, a distance, and angles, and a protractor. Okay, and or you can use the what you call a compass, yeah, but using a protractor. So a protractor is not like the regular protractor that they use. They use a special protractor. They use a simple protractor, for example, the compass itself. He wants to cross the river here with a current. Okay, this is the river. And from here, they look at the tree, a certain tree. For example, this is the tree. Okay, eagle view. Eagle view means you see from the top of the from above. Yeah, we have the trees here, and then they look at this. Let's say they are creating about, yeah, let's say 40 degree, and they move. He or she move either lower, either nearer or further from the tree. So this is the tree. This is the explorers, the people here, the human. And then he go further away and try to measure it one more time. Let's say it is more or less than 40. Will it be more or less than 40, the angle? Less, because further, smaller angle. Let's say they get 20 degree. So they know, or he knows the distance between this and this, right? Let's say 8 meter. He stepped on 8 meter and he count one more time. Can you find the height of this? Same, right? Same idea with what we do. So actually, this is the application in our daily life. For example, on measuring something that we haven't reached before. So with the same formula, a scientist tried to measure the distance from Earth to Sun. They also use this kind of working. Okay, the distance they are measuring. Does anyone have ever been to Sun? A rocket that travels to Sun? Never, right? But why we can understand, why we can measure the distance of Earth to Sun? They just use the technology here. They just use the, not technology, a simple mathematics way here. They are measuring the angle, they are measuring the height, they are measuring a certain position of Earth and Moon and Sun. And they are creating a triangle and finding the width of the river, or sorry, the distance from the moon and sorry, the Earth and Sun, like this. Okay, let's do. How do you find the width of the tree? Later. I said later. Okay. Now, to find the width, we are finding x, right? Same thing over. This is x and this is y. I make it fast, but still clear. We use tangent 40, right? This is 90 degree. Tan 40, tan 40 is opposite over adjacent, which is x over y. And tan 20, what is tan 20? What is the opposite? Still x. And what is the adjacent? Y plus 8. Okay, y plus 8. In order to find y, sorry, find x, what you have to substitute? Yep, substitute the other. Substitute y. So we use this cross y equals x over tan 40. Remember, Cisco? 1 over tan 40, yeah, not tan 40 itself. Cisco, you get it? Hello, Cisco. You get it? 1 over tan 40. I'm asking, I'm not judging. Tan over 1.19. 1.19x. And then you put here on the second equation, tan 20 equals x over 1.19x plus 8 because we are substituting y by 1.19. So what is tan 20? Do your calculator. 0.36 and then cross multiply. You are doing the same thing over and over again. We have done this 3 times, right? So hopefully you understand now. Okay, please someone help me to calculate 0.36 times 1.19x.
0.428.
Okay, 43, yeah, 43x better. One more, 0.36 times 8,
2.88.
2.88. And we move the x to the right side. 1 minus 0.43, 57, yeah. So x equals 2.88 over 0.57. Answer, please.
5.05.
So this is the width of the river without crossing the river. Yeah, we can do that as well. Okay, easy, yeah? Okay, that's all for today. Hopefully you understand all the questions and all the explanation that I gave you just now. Okay, thank you. Bye, guys. Have a nice day.